because it looks like Jim Byram.
Oh.
So Jim, why don't you say hi, and then we can go around the circle here.
Hi guys, K6JKB from lovely Laguna Niguel, California.
Okay, and Matt, you're probably next.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Matt Obermeyer, KF6BRC in Aliso Viejo now.
Oh.
Looking forward to our next trip. Thanks for planning it.
Absolutely. Gotta grab a pen here. How about Richie?
Hi, everyone. I'm Richie from the High Desert. My call sign is KN6KTO, and I'm actually a new ham radio, and I just joined Land Op, so really excited to use my new mobile radio and really do a first event with you guys.
Awesome. Okay, Richie. Yeah. Well, what's your call sign again?
It's a KN6KTO.
KTO. Okay. And you're High Desert, right?
I'm in the High Desert, Apple Valley.
Apple Valley. Okay. How did you hear about us?
I probably ran across ham radio, off-roading, adventure, and somehow maybe Land Ops popped up.
Okay.
And
somehow you got hooked into the, well, you know, we use trucks, we use radios, and we go off-road and we navigate. So you're
somewhere in between off-roading and ham radio at the same time.
Somewhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say hi to Tim, AG6RS.
Oh,
welcome back.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Tim Sperry from Long Beach, California.
Oh, he came back.
So, good evening, everybody.
Hey, Tim.
Aloha.
Yeah, welcome home.
How about Christian?
Hey there, it's Christian, KJ6JIY. Kat will join us whenever she gets a chance, and it's good to be here.
All right, welcome back.
Good to see you again,
on
Christian.
that comfortable sofa, relaxing when you're on our Zoom calls.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely relaxing. I'm couching it to the maximum here.
Rick Stedman, say hi.
Hey everyone, Rick Stedman, KM6YIZ, checking in from Magnolia, Texas.
What?
Oh my.
Wow.
How did you hear about us?
Well, no, I live in San Diego, but
That's what I thought.
I'm visiting my mom in Magnolia, Texas, for the next couple of weeks. So I probably won't be able to make the Broadwell run, but I'm here nonetheless.
Okay. All right. Well, as you know, and we're going to talk about our calendar is going to start to get populated.
Nice.
As we move forward. So we'll talk about some of those trips coming up.
Good. The FJ likes to stay dirty.
That's true. That's the.
That reminds me, I got to go grab my calendar. I'll be right back.
Okay. And then let's say, is it Belly?
Kurt Bell.
Oh,
I don't know why. I don't know why it comes up like that.
It's like,
so, say hi. Yep. Hey, with this COVID, it's been happening. So, this is actually my first time here. I've been playing around with getting involved with CBs, ham radios for a long time. Got one put in my car, but have not actually got my certification yet. So. Have my ham radio, have my Jeep, and my wife had seen you guys and had sent it over to me and said you might be interested in this. I thought this would be a perfect opportunity. So looking forward to, getting together with some of you guys.
Yeah.
So, and I'm from Rancho Cucamonga.
Rancho Cucamonga. Oh. All right. Awesome. You're halfway to the desert.
Yep.
Close to you over here in the High Desert.
Yes, you are. Straight up to 15.
That's right.
You're just a stone throw away from most of our desired areas. Okay, Adam, welcome back.
Oh.
KK6WFC. It looks like you're up there in Monument Valley, but say hi.
Oh, that's Moab from a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So, yeah, Adam, KK6WFC. I've been missing in action for a while, but definitely going to try to make the Kodiak Lake trip in a couple of weeks. So should be fun. Should be fun. And I'm also currently in Aliso, but moving soon. So
Where are you moving to?
we don't know. Our house sold so quick we didn't find one. So we're kind of homeless right now.
Oh, man.
Right. Well, you might have to live out of your truck for a while, huh?
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
Okay. Well, nice to see you check in again, Adam.
Yeah.
Mark Payton, say hi. You're right in there in the garage, aren't you?
Yeah, I live with my truck. I'm sorry. My name's Mark, KI6EBQ. I'm also from San Diego, like Rick.
Oh, Ricky.
And,
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. Am I giving feedback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know if I can make Kodiak, but I'm going to try for, because that's right around Thanksgiving, I'm going to try for Turtle Mountains. And then,
Okay.
and then the Sarop looks really cool too, so I'm going to try to keep up.
Yeah. Okay. Good, Mark. And let's keep going here. Let's go to Matt. Say hi, Matt. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Which
didn't I
Matt are we
already announce
talking?
myself?
Say again?
Didn't I already announce myself?
Oh,
There's
wait.
another
Is there
Matt.
another Matt?
Matt.
Oh, yeah, Matt's
Oh,
Snodderly.
not Matthew. Okay, Matt Snodderly.
Hi.
Sorry about that, guys.
Hi. My name's Matt, WW6MDS, and I'm in Monterey Park, just outside of Los Angeles. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the Kodiak trip. Last year I went to the Broadwell side, so I'm looking forward to seeing the other half of the trip.
Okay.
Kodiak's pretty. You'll like it.
Yeah, you'll like it. There's a lot of diversity in that area. There's dry lakes, of course. There's hills. There's, flat terrain. There's some nice places to go. Good. All right. So let's go to Ken. Hey, Ken. Good to see you again, AG6JJ.
Hi, Chris. Yeah, AG6JJ. I've been coming out on and off with the land ops for a few years now. Mostly off. I make 1 or 2 trips a year, but I'm definitely looking forward to the Kodiak trip in a couple weeks. And,
Awesome.
now that my son's a little older, I'm hoping to make more than just a couple of years. So
Okay.
a little more. So good to meet you.
All right. Thanks, Ken. And Martin. Say hi, Martin. Looks like you're in a ham shack. Oh, where'd you go?
Hey, Chris. Can you hear?
There he is.
All right. So, same story as Ken, on and off from the Land Ops groups. Good to see you guys again. Chris, it's good to see you, man. Look at you. You've been losing weight.
A little bit. Yeah. Well, this is my camera view.
All that weight that you lost, I found it, man. Check this out. Really good, by the way. So everybody look really good. Looking forward to join the meetings again and go and do some off-roading and do some crazy stuff. So yeah, that's all.
All right. So we do crazy stuff, huh?
Too crazy. Remember, we are not that group.
Yeah. Right. As Jim Byron put it really well a number of years ago, he says, when you join Land Ops, there is an implied discipline. So we don't attract goofballs, and so there is a lot of maturity that comes out to the ops straight away.
There is, actually. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Occasionally we'll get a fruit cake, and they'll do something, and they'll act like they're a hero, and they after all, they look at it and feel like they feel out of place. And we don't attract that kind of person. We attract team members.
The core team you can trust. If you had a problem out there, you know that you'd have somebody to help you get out.
Oh yeah,
that's a good group.
Yeah, not trying to compete.
Nice.
I still need to pass my my radio certification. I still need to take my test. I took it once 2 years ago with no preparation or anything like that, and I failed. So I'm gonna need some help there with the preparation. So.
Okay. Have you been studying? Have you been doing any online testing?
I just bought the book and I downloaded the app, so I have it on my phone, and I've been taking a couple of test runs, and yeah, not that good.
I highly recommend that online one. I can't remember what it's called, but it works.
It worked. Yeah, I saw something about that on YouTube. There's a guy that swears by it. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be taking a look at that one too.
I was gonna say, if you remember the name of it.
Yeah, if I do remember the name.
That's the first
Test online.
Yeah, we've had really good luck with Ham Test Online.
Ham Test Online? Okay.
Yeah, it costs like 25 or 30 bucks.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or something like that, but it remembers the questions that you don't know and keeps asking you, and it's all something you can do like off your iPad or computer or phone. And you just if you do a little bit every day, in a couple weeks, you'll be ready to go.
Yeah, so I have this one here too, HRE test or something like that.
Yeah, I did that one, HRE Tech, and so I'm actually just a new ham just 2 months ago.
So you just passed the test.
I already have a Yaesu, spent all this money. I haven't used it yet.
Oh,
Okay. Well, you're going to get to use it.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I should say I use it off-road, 2-meter band, but I really wanted to get into the fusion and digital radio and GPU. You know, I really wanted to get, but I started with the basic one. I said, okay, I'll try this. Maybe I'll, I really want to get the GPRS, or what was it? The ones where it tracks the GPS. There you go.
APRS.
There you go. APRS. There you go. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, so
I will, I'll try and do some research, and I'll post it up on our forum website as to some ways for people to get the ham test virtual. There are a few clubs across the country who are doing virtual testing for ham exams, so I'll find out some resources and post that up.
Oh, look who's there, Candy.
Yeah, there they are. Wave.
Rock stars.
Candy.
I remember you at Griffith Park. Yeah.
Your video just popped up. Okay. Who else just popped up? I see Charlie waving into TFS. Yeah. Welcome. Say hi, everybody. Tell us where you're from there, Charlie.
Beautiful downtown Phoenix, Arizona.
All right. So, yeah, not everybody here. I know you just came on. Who else just came on? Frederick's been on there for a little bit. Frederick, say hi.
Oh, he's
Hi. How are you? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, and we can see you, too.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm using my iPad. Hadn't been using it before. Anyway, I'm in San Diego and currently living right now in Palm Desert.
Okay, so you're in Palm Desert, but you're based out of San Diego, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and welcome back. Scott, can you hear us, KFWHC? I don't see your video today, but I see you there.
Oh.
K6 WHC.
Oh, he's muted, too. What did you do wrong? I can't
Scott,
see.
turn your mic on.
Okay, so we're going to say hi to you anyway, Scott. Very good. Okay, well, I think being at 10 after the hour, we can pretty much expect this is the core. We may have a few people joining. Oh, I'll keep that in front of me just in case somebody pops up. But we had a Zoom meeting last week with the board, and we decided, well, we started going through our calendar. And if you've been following on both or either Meetup and landops.org, the forum, you'll notice that we've got some things coming up. So obviously, our virtual base camps are continuing next month on December 7th, which is also a Monday. I'm sorry, yeah, Monday. But what we decided to do next year is to change. We're going to keep doing the virtual base camps no matter what, because we just think it's a really good idea. But we're going to change it to Tuesday night. So I don't know if that hoses anything for some of you, but we want to do it on Tuesday, not compete with football and some other things. We will do the virtual base camp on Tuesday, 7 p.m. starting January. So December will still be on Monday. But starting in January, we'll do it on January 5th, and we'll post all that and make sure that it's available to everyone on Meetup as well. We think it's a good way to sort of do a meet and greet and just touch base. Like Richie, for example, you're brand new. Some of the other people that checked in, brand new. So it's a good way to, kind of at least see the faces of the people you'd be going out with. We used to do meet and greets, of course, in person. And the meet and greet was so that, you had at least a chance to, abort the mission if you didn't think you'd be going out with people like us. And, when you see, if you see skulls on our trucks and it scares you off. So a meet and greet is a good way for the new people and the veterans to, mingle a little bit and find out, hey, okay, these guys are normal. And maybe even a little bit smart.
Are we normal?
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, the amateur radio, they call it amateurs, but the people I've met are like professionals. They're really smart. And, they call it amateur radio because you can't make money from doing it. Amateur radio, that's the reason it's called that, really. It's not a professional radio. But the people that run it are very smart people. We've met some very, very smart and talented people doing what we're doing. Okay, so then we have the thing that's coming up this month is November 21st. I'm going out on Thursday to scope out a base camp. But what we'll do is we're going to post on the forum, we're going to post the options. Like you'll have a primary coordinate, you have a secondary and a tertiary. And the way that works is when you go out, you go to the primary base camp first. If you've got your license, you can talk to us on the radio. If not, you can listen. You can't transmit if you've just got a ham radio and you're listening. We'll make announcements as to where we're at. But the reason we do that is because when we go out to the desert, there may be a group already out there in our spot. And so we'll go to the secondary spot. Or for whatever reason, we decide, well, we can't go to that one. We'll go to the tertiary spot, so the third choice. And so if you've just followed that simple procedure of go to base camp option 1, 2, and 3, you're going to find us. If we go to a fourth location, we'll leave somebody behind at one of the locations so that they can actually show you that, hey, we're completely off. We didn't have any idea we're going to be over here. So that's kind of how to handle that. That's November 21st. I'm leaving on Thursday. Jim, are you going to go up with me? Is that kind of the plan?
That's my game plan, subject to my work blowing up in my face, but yeah. And also an extra comment is usually once we're out there, someone will be monitoring our land ops simplex frequency 145.555. So the moment you turn off the main road, or even sooner, try somebody on that frequency. So if you're a licensed ham.
Right. Good point. Now now we're going up on Thursday. Some of you, some people have actually asked me, hey, I can come out early. There is, in the future, we're going to kind of invite people to learn how to set up a land ops, and that's coming in January. This one is not that type of op. This one is where we have to go out on Thursday. We go out to kind of make sure we can secure the location. On Friday, we're basically setting up our net control station, which is usually a tent with some radios and a big antenna, and maybe a repeater if we need it. But in this case, we're probably just going to be on our simplex frequency. And then we set out our caches on Friday, and that involves a couple people to set up that course. And then what happens on Saturday is people come and play the course. and then Sunday everything's done. In January, when we do that op, that's going to be different. We're going to be going out on Friday, a day later, because we actually don't need to set up the op, because the op is the training of how to set up an op. So on the January 16th operation that is called Deploy by Day, Play by Night, Charlie, I hope you appreciate this. I don't know if you can make it, but we were thinking of you when we scheduled that particular op. We said, let's do it as close to Arizona as we can in the Turtle Mountains so that we could invite you on January 16th to join us for the Play by Day or Deploy by Day, Play by Night. And that's kind of what our thoughts were. So I know you've helped set up, Charlie, right? You've set up help at the Arizona.
Yeah, and Turtle Mountains are a nice location too.
Excellent. That'd be nice to see you out there. And anybody else that you think might want to tag along, it's an op. It's a training within an op.
Cool.
And just to explain, since I'm on that subject, we'll talk more about Kodiak if you got questions. But this Deploy by Day, Play by Night is going to repeat itself in June. It just seems like a waste to drive out to Idaho and do an overland trip and promote an event in Idaho, South Idaho, which is my intention to go, without doing an op that at least teaches people how to set up an op and then play it. But the thing is, when you go to set up an op and you play it, you kind of know where the caches are. Well, then the idea is two teams will set up the op. One team will set up Alpha line. The other team will set up Bravo line. And then that's during the day. Well, there's two factors that make it unique. You get to play the op, and of course it's in a different direction. When you deploy an op, it's backwards, because you got to start with the last cache first. But we're going to switch lines, and the teams will play a different line, so they don't know where the other team set up the caches. And then also it's at night, and of course that everybody who's been on a night op knows that changes everything. So that's kind of the thought behind the play by day, or should I say Deploy by Day, Play by Night operation on January 16th. I guess that's it for the moment. I've got some other calendar items, but we can stop there. And does anybody have any questions or comments about November 21st, the Kodiak operation?
So I have a quick question. This is Christian. We're still doing both locations. It's still a dual base op, right? Kodiak and Broadwell, is that correct?
Okay, not this time. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. So it's all Kodiak then?
It's all Kodiak this time.
That's all good.
Yeah. We just felt that, the first op out of COVID, we felt we better just sort of stay unified. If it's a bigger group, like if there's 22 trucks or something, we're going to have to break it into more teams. Definitely the orientation, there's no problem with social distancing, but we don't want to have groups with 15 people on a team. So we'll manage that by what we call Alpha, Bravo. If we have to introduce a Charlie line, we will. And sometimes we've even done ops where there's Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and a Delta team. That takes longer to set up, of course, but we're not doing dual base camp this time. This will be a navigation communication exercise. Good question. Anybody else on November 21st? Show of hands, who's going? Who's going? Okay, Matt, Oberheim, Ken. Charlie? Are you coming, Charlie? Got his hand up. Okay.
I'm working on it. I'm going to see if I can make it.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to come to all of them, but the key one for you that we were really gauging for you is January 16th. So
that one's easy.
All right.
That one's easy.
Any other comments or questions about Kodiak?
Well, we should talk about COVID protocols too at some point.
Yeah. Russ was kind enough to kind of send us his protocols he's been using in some of his groups. And we do obviously want to make sure everybody's COVID safe, if you will. And so we'll send those out as part of anybody who's registered will get that information. Okay, right. It's all common sense. You know, if you got a fever or, you know, if you're coughing and you're notably sick, you are going to camp 100 miles away from the base camp, or at least 50 miles away.
100 miles.
You can talk on the radio, but you're going to have to stay in the
But all simplex, right?
Huh? You just be a repeater. You know what that means? You relay the message over the mountain. Obviously, you don't want to be out there when you're sick, and you know sometimes you don't know if you're sick. So you know, at my company we measure people's temperature twice a day. I don't know if we should be doing that because we're so distanced. You know, in my offices we're a little bit closer together. We wear masks, we sanitize, and we take temperatures. But we do have them, we do allow them to come work in the office. So I'm not sure how we're going to handle that just yet. We'll still have some things to talk about there. But the basics of social distancing and wearing a mask, obviously you don't have to wear a mask in your own tent or your own truck. But if you are hosting a guest, if you need to pick somebody up, then the masks need to be available and ready to use. So it's something along the line of common sense. Okay, so that's November 21st. I don't know if I want to mention the recon for December 12th, but I'll just mention this since it's not a huge, hold on, we got somebody else coming in. Who's 1984? That sounds like I don't even know if I want to let that person in. 1984?
That's George Orwell.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
I think that's one of our people from Meetup.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did open this up to Meetup. So we have 1984 joining us. I'm asking to start the video. And but we'll go ahead and, oh, there you go. Greetings, 1984. How are you? Say hi. You're on candid camera. Can you hear us? No? Okay. Maybe not. Looks like a nice guy. Okay. So December 12th, I'll just mention this sort of, this is not on the schedule, but a couple of us are planning to go on a Saturday, Sunday to recon Johnson Valley. We haven't been back to our that's like our home course since the Marines took most of our Galway Lake away from us. So that's not really open to everybody, but if you do have an interest or you have special knowledge of Johnson Valley like Dale Johnson does and a couple others, we're thinking of doing it overnight or in Johnson Valley to see how we might be able to use that area in future ops, because we kind of stopped going there. Okay, I let in Lanny and Bear and 1984, and I think 1984 disappeared.
I'm here.
Are you there, Lanny?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Ooh, you're way in the background. Is there a way to turn your audio up?
How's this? Is that better?
Oh, that's a lot better. You pushed the right button. And I do see 1984. You came back on. 1984, do you have a, is that your real name?
Nah, just since I moved here in 1984, so all my neighbors call me 1984.
Well, I moved here in 1983, and here means California.
60 for me.
Oh, wow. Okay. Where did you move? Where did you move from? And what? By the way, what is your first name?
Tim.
Tim. Okay, Tim. So we have this little tradition, and everybody already introduced themselves. But could you tell us how you heard about us? What's your name, and if you have a call sign?
No call sign. I heard of you through Overland Expo.
Okay. Excellent.
So I'm kind of new, kind of to off-roading, but I just wanted to see if want to learn more about navigation.
Okay. Well, we do that. That's for sure. We have two types of navigation. We have our handheld device, which helps us locate things sort of on a pinpoint basis when we're looking for a cache box outside of our truck. And then we have our onboard navigation to get our vehicles, through the areas that we want to navigate in. So
Right.
you'll learn a lot about that for sure. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lanny, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to invite video or start your video, but if you don't want us to see you, just don't do it.
I'm not exactly decent for right now. It's been a rough day, so let's just say no for this time. Next time I'll try and dress up.
Right.
How's that?
If it accidentally turns on,
Does that mean he's naked?
What's that? No. I wouldn't get that bad.
Oh, okay. We can always tell people to close their eyes too. Okay, so welcome. And so we're talking about our schedule. We already talked about November 21st, and then now we got our January 16th op, which is a sort of a training op. You get to learn how to deploy, and you get to play land ops all in one day. Deploy by day, and then play by night. You have a night operation, which is sort of advanced, but it's worth doing even if it's your first time coming out, because you'll be with a good team. Does anybody have questions about that op on January 16th?
I've got a question in general. This is the first time getting into your group, seeing what's going on. Don't really have much of a true off-road vehicle, except I've got it's a YXZ Yamaha, which is more of a racing type sand car. I've got a four-wheel drive Ford 350 that I kind of use in that respect. But in regards to what you guys are, what you're doing, done a lot of camping, everything from the back of a motorcycle to a little pop-up trailer to the back of a pickup to RVs. So I had a lot of experience in that, in certs, in prepper organizations here. But what is it that you guys are, and what kind of stuff do you do? I'm sure it's going to be boring to some of you guys, but it'll be brand new to...
Oh, no, that's fine. I'm going to let Jim or Greg or Candy jump in and answer that. Does either one of you want to cover that? Sounds like you got a sand rail.
Not quite a sand rail, but something similar to it, yeah.
Okay, so Jim, you want to give any advice for?
Yeah, well, land ops is the typical trip that we do. We have a base, where we set up a net control. It's a radio station that contacts, keeps in contact with the groups. We usually set out, depending on the number of teams, but we set out a line of instructional caches, one for each team, and in those instructional caches are going to be instructions that the teams have to communicate back and forth between one another in order to figure out how to get to what we call the objective. It's just a word for the place that we're trying to get to. And so through it all, you learn some radio skills, you get to work on teamwork, because your team of people have to work together to actually find things. And then you also have the teamwork between the teams. So we're not about racing, we're not about speed, we're not about rock crawling, we're not into necessarily aggressive four-wheel drive stuff, although on occasions you might find yourself in a situation that does that. But we generally will create, if a person has a vehicle that is less capable than others, then we'll put them on a line that is less technical than another line. Because we do have some people who want the challenge, and we want others who just want to experience being outdoors and honing their skills on using a GPS and using their radio and just the camaraderie of being out there with other people.
when you talk about a radio, you talking about a ham or a race type radio or the what do they call it, the family channel? What are you talking about?
Well, we are, Land Ops ARC is a ham radio club by definition. We're affiliated with the American Radio Relay League. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't work with other people, and so we do usually have monitoring of FRS radios. Some people in our group have GMRS licenses, but most of the time we use, we'll have the little bubble pack FRS radios. Mostly that's used for communicating between the vehicles on the team, and usually a team captain or other people on the team will communicate back to net control via ham radio. We generally use the 2-meter band. So some of the folks will use, I should say, race radios are really businessman 2-meter radios for the most part, or businessman UHF radios. And amateur radios can't work in the same frequencies that those businessman licenses are in, but we work in the amateur radio bands. So, and we encourage people to get their technician license, which is, a 35-question test. It's not a big deal. So we do encourage people. Our usual calling frequency is 145.555 simplex. I don't know if that explains things a little bit more for you or not.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just trying to learn. I'm kind of a sponge for knowledge in general.
Well, you come to the right place for that.
Yeah, you came to the right place because it's all about learning here.
Right, and the thing is if you don't have a ham radio license, we have these, FRS radios that are like, I don't know, $20 or something that you can buy at any of the big box.
I've had my ham for a couple of years now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's great. But for anybody else that doesn't have that, we work with the people, whatever people have, to try to get everybody engaged.
Yeah.
In the operation. So
basically, and then we try to encourage them.
Yeah.
To get their ham license if they don't have it. So.
Yeah, because to get the most fun out of the exercises we do, being on the ham radio is an advantage.
So, Lanny, I think your original question started off with your vehicle. I don't know if we answered it, but I would say in general, if it's something like a sandrail, it's not really going to match the team's transportation. But you can certainly use a sandrail. We've had people use sports bikes and off-road bikes as playing as part of the team. It's just they're driving a different vehicle. But you're not going to be able to zip out in front of us and try to find that cache by yourself. It's kind of not the deal. So
the pickup truck sounds like the better vehicle.
Yeah, your 4-wheel drive your 350, if it's in good operating condition and you feel good about taking it off road. Even if you had a 2-wheel drive vehicle and you wanted to just get out to net control and join us there, anybody that we've had people in the past that have joined us that don't have 4-wheel drive vehicles, but we usually make net control accessible to you could get your vehicle stuck getting to net control, but most of the time, even a 2-wheel, I rarely put it in 4-wheel drive to get to our base camp, which is where net control is set up. So the sandrails, the quads, dirt bikes, not a real match with our navigation out in the field, if that answers your question.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, he used to have a Land Rover that we would take on Jeep groups with and have kind of fun bouncing around. And we'd watch them, nothing personal to you Jeep guys, but we'd watch you guys have trouble getting up the hill. We'd wait until everybody was just totally burnt out. And then we just put it in gear and fly over the hill. But that's another story.
Yeah, okay. And Jim's, he's laughing because he's a Land Rover guy.
I'm the token Land Rover
First time he
guy.
got in my Jeep, I don't know, I think we were in Big Bear, and I had to pick him up or something. It wasn't because his truck was working. It was just he needed a ride back to the base camp or something. He got in my Jeep. Now, he drives a Land Rover. He got in my Jeep, and I remember I was just driving normal. And he's like, "What's wrong with this truck? What's wrong with your vehicle?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "It's bouncing around all over the place." It's a Jeep. Yeah. So anyways, that was, I get you. All right. We won't talk about that. Or we can stop talking about that. We have Jeeps, we have Tacos, we have Hummers, we have Land Rovers, we have all different types of vehicles. So anybody that's listening, I don't know, Richie, what do you drive?
We got Jeeps too.
We got Jeeps.
Xterra Pro 4X.
Okay, so you have an Xterra. I've owned an
Second
Xterra
gen.
before.
Yeah.
I like it. We didn't want to limit the club to just Jeeps because really we're off road and ham radio operators use the chances is a couple times we've gone down trails that are a little bit too tight and the Hummer couldn't make it because the Hummer is too wide. So we would just put the Hummer on Bravo team because we knew that trail for that particular op was wide enough to take that vehicle. So like Jim mentioned earlier, we will consider your skill level, what you're driving. And when we set up these operations, Alpha Line and Bravo Line are typically two different teams. And what we'll do is we'll kind of consider the skill level of people and what they're driving. And sometimes a lot of the long beds or the long wheelbase vehicles end up on one team and a lot of the Jeeps end up on the other, just because of the type of terrain we might be covering. So whatever you're driving, as long as it's functional, you can probably have some fun at land ops. That's a good question.
Yeah, we can pull anybody.
Yeah, we can pull anybody out. And sometimes it does take two Jeeps to pull out, a pickup truck. That's nothing wrong with that.
2 Jeeps to 1 taco.
Yeah, it's all about weight ratio and stuff. So, but that's the beauty of what we do. You got a Jeep that needs to pull something out, and that Jeep isn't heavy enough. So we anchor it with another Jeep. You learn all kind of different ways to recover vehicles, navigate. There's all different systems here. Okay, good questions. Very good.
If it's a Toyota, you might want to bring a pair of tweezers.
Say again, Scott?
If it's a Toyota, you may want to bring a pair of tweezers.
Tweezers, okay. And airbags, because everything's plastic, right? Incidentally, I remember seeing an airbag pop once. Didn't you have one, Jim? Okay, you're muted for some reason. You did something wrong.
Oh yeah, my suspension. Yes, that's one of the.
All that stuff that happened. No, if you go out to land up, you're gonna hear stories. You can't help but hear our stories. Some of them are pretty amazing.
That's half the fun.
Do you realize that day was Friday the 13th?
I did not know that. But now it explains it all.
Russ lost his dog.
That's right. Ziggy.
That was, he got lost and then he was found, but that was a Friday the 13th, all that stuff happened.
I don't think, Adam, have we seen you, your new truck out on any land ops trips?
Nope.
It's a land ops Virgin.
It is a land ops version. It's not an off-road version by any means, but it
I know you've done the Baja a few
version.
times,
Yeah.
among other things. So
Yeah.
What kind of truck did you get, Adam?
I got a Colorado ZR2.
Oh, okay.
It's really a sweet ride too.
Oh, I see it. Is that it in the background?
Yeah, here, let me see if I can pop up another better picture of it.
Just so you guys know, I may keep my Jeep, but I am definitely looking to get back into a Toyota. I have a Tacoma, but it's a 2-wheel drive. I'm going to dedicate that to the company. But Yeah, I used to have a 4Runner, so I'm still drinking out of my Jeep mug, so I haven't abandoned the whole idea just yet. But I am thinking of getting a larger vehicle that can tow. You got something to show us, Adam?
Yeah.
So it's a Colorado 4-door. The 6-foot bed, or that
Yeah.
looks bigger. That's nice.
Very nice. Yep.
To it. Where'd you go?
You lean back to get out of the way.
Oh yeah. Very nice.
What kind of rooftop tent do you have?
A Rome.
Rom? Okay.
Yeah. That's the smallest one that they make. It's perfect for someone like me who goes 90% of the time alone. So, because my girlfriend doesn't like not being on asphalt or concrete. So.
Yeah, my wife like it. And yeah, and I have this built on top of the Jeep, and that's pretty comfy, I should say. You know.
Yeah, Smitty built.
Anyway.
Okay, so we have January 16th, which is the day, deploy by day, play by night, Turtle Mountains, with Charlie in mind, with the Arizona operators. The next thing we have, of course, every Monday, or I'm sorry, in 2021, every Tuesday is going to be the virtual Basecamp. We're kind of, you can mark it in your calendar if you want. February 13th is a Saturday. We're kind of looking for a meet and greet location, but we're not sure if we're going to be able to get one. Not sure if that's that important since we're doing virtual base camps right now. But we kind of want to do a February 13th Saturday meet and greet somewhere down in Orange County or LA. But the big op after the January 16th op is a search and rescue, possibly in Johnson Valley, but not definite. Search and rescue drill. If you have not been on one of these, where else do you go to get a search and rescue drill? So we have our own sort of brand of search and rescue where we send somebody out that poses as the lost victim, and we may even have lost hikers. So this is an operation that is completely a drill. It's more geared on off-road driving, not search and rescue where we're climbing through hills and doing things like that. That SAR is March 20th. It's a Saturday. We're going to go out on Thursday, Friday to set it up, or probably just Friday. And of course that will end on Saturday night, and all of these ops officially end Sunday afternoon at noon. So that's March 20th. The next one we have on our calendar, and I think that's posted, guys. I posted that on the LandOps ORG website. And then we have April 16th to the 18th. Say again. Is that a question or is that feedback in the background? Okay. The April 16th through the 18th is a Bradshaw Trail. So we decided I know Jim, last year you were going to do the Bradshaw Trail, and you got out your door, you started driving, and COVID turned you around.
Yep. That was going to be the maiden voyage of my trailer.
So that was your maiden voyage for your trailer. Mm-hmm. Since then, you've had it out, what, 3 times?
Oh, at least.
Okay. Well, April 16th to the 18th is our chance to actually run the Bradshaw Trail, which is going to, I think the thought is to start that. It's more of an overland trip. It's not so much of a navigation communication. Of course, in all of our ops, whether it's overland or not, we do navigation and communications. That one is planned on, the idea is to enter at Blythe and exit at Salton Sea. Am I correct, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions on this op? Any comments?
Is most of your ops in California?
Okay, who asked that question?
1984, Timmy.
Oh, Tim, okay.
Tim.
At this point, yes, most of our ops are in California because this is kind of our base. This is where the group we do have members outside of the state, and we have not been really super active to be able to support everybody in the other areas and states that want to do it. But we're devising ways, including this deploy by day, play by night. We're devising ways to train others to set up ops, and then we can do concurrent ops even and communicate through HF. But yes, most of the ops right now are in California.
Now, where are you?
Okay, a lot of there. Say again?
Are you going to Idaho?
Oh, I'm going to Idaho. I'm going to Idaho with a few other people. Idaho is strategic for us because we not only want to grow land ops here, but we want to grow land ops throughout the Northwest and the West. And South Idaho is sort of a central area where eventually I'd sort of like to move. And but in the years coming, I'm planning on at least getting a group set up there. And if when you go through our schedule, you see there's not just an overland op in June, but there's also some other follow-up ops after that. So we're looking to train a team there to be able to set up operations in Idaho.
What's the time that you have for Idaho roughly at now?
Right now it's June 19th.
June 19th, Idaho?
June 19th, Idaho. It's a Saturday, and it's a very efficient op because it's going to be deploy by day, play by night. So we're going to see how much interest we get. And there's a big radio community there, obviously. But Idaho is strategic because, 2 days drive in any direction and you're in another 2 states, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, Washington, Oregon, Nevada. So that's part of our growth plan. But obviously we got to restart things down here in California. COVID really put a cold blanket on everything. Okay, so that is the May operation. We haven't really decided on anything yet solid, but June 9th. Now that's going to be a June 16th, 27th operation for me because we're going to have, here, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to take a couple days to drive up there, and when I come back, I'm not just coming straight back. I'm probably going to go to Montana, Wyoming, visit some of the people we know up there, and come back through Colorado and then Utah.
So how many days is this all going to be?
That's the 16th through the 27th.
16th through the 27th.
Yes, Scott.
Of June.
Of June. And we're going to be hitting Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado on the way back at least.
That sounds like a fun trip.
Yeah, it'll be a combination of an overland trip, and then in the middle of it, or should I say on Saturday, will be a NAVCOM operation in South Idaho. And, with this much planning ahead of time, whenever we're going to an area outside of our direct area, I like to announce it to the forums and even to some of the local businesses there that, hey, we're coming, Land Ops is coming to do an op in South Idaho. So we really want to coordinate with anybody that's up there prior to going. And then obviously we're looking at sewing them into our concurrent operations down here. When they have an op, we can have an op. We can communicate through HF, for example. So a lot to learn and some challenges just in what I just said. In July, we haven't announced it, but we're thinking of a mountain operation July 15th to the 18th, which for most people would end up on that Saturday. August, there is a Kodiak Run, and we're thinking of supporting that. We do support some of the races here. The races we support because ham radio is the obvious tool for communications. We do not have it solidly, but I think that's on August 21st. It might be changed to the 14th, August 14th. As we get closer, we'll announce that. The other things that are coming up that have not hit the calendar, if you want to write them down, we're thinking of a September 18th operation in the mountains in September, and that could be in Big Bear. And at the same time, if Idaho wants to do an op and we can do something concurrent, or at least call each other, that will be a possibility. And then in October, we've just kind of left that open. I will be on an international trip in October, at least that's the plan. November 20th of 2021 is where we're thinking of doing a navigation communication operation again in California. So that seems to be a good month to do dual Basecamp op. But right now it's too far out to say exactly what we're going to do. But those are the dates to hold. And they're not all on the calendar on the website yet, so you're hearing it first right here. Any comments? Any questions?
Sounds like a good plan. Are you going to do any kind of kit inventory type of thing we should bring with us?
You mean
type of thing that maybe we can all look at to see what we have in our pack and somebody else may have in theirs? It's a good deal.
Talking about show and tell?
You mean for the Kodiak trip coming up? Scott?
Yeah, it could be anything. I always try to go in, take my bug out bag and enhance it with stuff, make it lighter and more efficient and effective. And then there's all that stuff you keep in your vehicle. So I'm trying to get some insight from people as we go out on these things. The great thing to do is you're out there in the wilderness, go ahead and do it. You may have to run back to your truck, but kind of good ideas of things that you would have in your bug out bag in a big earthquake or lightning or all that.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. You know, early on, okay, I'll give a distinction here. There are groups that are out there called preppers. I think we've all heard of that. We've also seen TV shows with these extreme preppers. You know, there is a common sense level of preparation that it takes to do anything outdoors. And one of the things I've learned really recently, and I've really enjoyed learning and relearning, is I've been watching some of the Expedition Overland videos. They have a series called Proven. And one of their storage, all their storage solutions, you know, when they're building a truck, they're setting up their vehicle based on what they're doing. They're doing a lot of cinematography. They're obviously doing 10 to 14 to 16, 18-day expeditions. Our operations are much shorter. And so, but there is a very different distinction of how I set my truck up. As I start to look at how I build my new truck, I do need access for, I don't know if you can see it in the background, my red ox bags and how they're packaged. We obviously want to be efficient in what we're doing. And one of the principles I learned watching Expedition Overland that I'm guilty of is I have such a small Jeep right now. I pack it all in, and I got to pull it all out to get something. So my future Land Ops vehicle is set up so that it can film. I can support an operation, and things are pretty much at a one or a two-step access. So there is some smart or intelligent ways to pack for our weekend warrior or weekend NavCom operations. It's not as critical because we're not going out for 14 days, but I'm happy to share. It happens naturally, Scott. I think you've been out a couple times, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Been out several times. Just dry camping and then overnighting and a few other things like that. And all those things, you find things that you didn't bring with you or you broke something. It's always a eclectic thing of, oh, you left it at the campsite type thing when you got home. So I'm always interested in learning a little bit more on better.
Well, for everybody listening in, Scott, you've been to the maybe an op or several ops, but for those who haven't, when you start looking at what other people are doing to their vehicles, and when you look at Tim's, setup and his trailer and what he's doing, each of our vehicles are very unique. They're all different, and we do different things. And one thing, if you are missing a part, you might be able to get it from another person, but you're going to learn a lot just by looking at how people set up their trucks. So it is a giant show and tell when you go to a land ops. I can tell you that much. I learned from other people. Even the deck drawer systems I've seen, I didn't know how to do that, and I said I better do that because my Jeep was so inefficient because it was so small. So I learned how to be very efficient. You get some great ideas. These ops are going to teach you more than just navigation and communication. You're going to learn about what I should add to my vehicle and also what I should take off of my vehicle. I had my CB radio in that truck for so long until I realized nobody's using CB anymore.
I did the same.
Is that right, Matt?
I did the same thing.
It's just like, okay, I'm just pulling this out so I have more room to put something else in to put my HF radio. So
well, you had it for other people to help them out, but the reality is
it's not an efficient system, and it's noisy. It's anybody can get on there.
No, most people don't carry them anyway.
Yeah. So the FRS, GMRS. So every little thing from radios to navigation to storage to where you sleep to where you go to the bathroom, all these different systems. Jim's got some very unique. Now I know you got a trailer now, and there's different things that you incorporate into your. But when you didn't have a trailer, I noticed you really had these, and you probably still have these packages.
I still bring it with me because you may be out on the trail and nature calls.
Jim's proud now.
Yeah, and what do you do? So he's got this pop-up phone booth that pops up, and or maybe it's not that elaborate.
No, actually, I do have a pop-up phone booth now, so you can do whatever you need to do. It's funny. You talk about bug-out bags. My Land Rover is my bug-out bag. Everything just in there.
I was gonna say when you open up the trunk of the back of that Land Rover, it's full of stuff, a bunch of boxes, and he knows what is in each of those boxes. Oh, wait a minute, I have one down here. Yeah, here, look, lots of boxes.
Yeah, but it's not
store all the Okay, so here's my mindset. When I was buying Pelican cases, I was thinking, I need to buy all the same color because I want it to look cool. So I was thinking of buying all black Pelican cases. I got to my second Pelican case, and the guy that I was buying it from said, "Why are you doing that?" I said, "Oh, it looks cool, right?" He's like, "Yeah, but when you're getting your stuff, you can't tell what's in that one, and you can't tell what's in that one. So it's good to have a different color Red Ox bag. It's, have a different color Pelican case." And so then you realize, so you learn from other people on the trail because we have all these concepts. So Jim has his madness in his truck, and I have my madness, but it makes sense to us.
Well, and Greg and Candy with their big teardrop trailer that they pulled behind them, Greg's got a veritable electronics warehouse in there. He's saved my bacon on a couple of occasions.
Awesome.
The other thing they've had in the past, and we can't do it in the near future, but they've been very organized with how they do their kitchen and how they do their food, how they package their food, and how they pre-prep it. So, this whole idea of bug-out bag and preparation, yes, the truck ends up being your total bug-out truck. It is getting you through everything you need to get, everything you possibly need, from communications to power, recharge power. All of these things are issues with us. And as we start to go on overland trips, we have different priorities. Where are we going to sleep? Are we going to pull a trailer this time? Or are we not going to pull a trailer? Are we going to be going to an area that we can't get the trailers in? and unless it's an adventure off-road trailer. So these are, I know some places Tim can't get his trailer. He won't be able to get his trailer. But the idea is to have a base camp where majority of people can get to it, and then from there we launch out into the the abyss, if you will, and to do the navigation communication operation. Anybody else?
Don't forget that Adam has that gourmet kitchen that he gets all set up.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
He's got different truck.
Well, and it's even bigger. His kitchen.
Well, he might not want you to announce that because then everybody comes to him and says, "Where's your menu?"
Oh, never mind. He doesn't have one of those.
I think what happened was I told everybody, "Wow, Adam made eggs Benedict for me up in Whiskey Falls," and then after that, everybody's asking Adam for eggs Benedict.
Do you have an app so we can pre-order that, Adam?
Yeah, right.
QR code. I'll have a QR code set up.
Go.
You get Benedict from Fort Ticonderoga in Canada.
So what's great, this is sort of my last plug, if you will, I know Richie and some of the other guys maybe haven't been out, but there's so many things you learn. I think you can probably get some head nods from this. There's so many things you learn on land apps, from cooking, vehicle recovery, the navigation, the communication. It's just, and I apologize, the last couple of years, everything from COVID to some personal things took my time away. And now, our calendar is about as full as it's ever been. And if I don't get my Jeep by Idaho time, if I don't get my new truck by then, not a problem. I'll just do it in the Jeep. But I'm pretty excited for what's going to happen. I've got some friends that bought land up in Missouri, and it's a farm. They said you can do whatever you want here. And I told them about land ops. He says, bring them all up here, or anybody that's in Missouri. So people are coming out of the woodwork offering us land to drive on and to do things, and they have a lake on that property. So there's some exciting things happening. So just because maybe in a different state, you're not counted out, not yet. In fact, Charlie's in our neighboring state, and I know that we haven't been able to go over there a lot, but at least we get there once a year. And by Charlie coming out this way, at least that makes it 2 times a year at least to see each other.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
I got a question for Charlie. Charlie, are you planning to go to the Quartz Pause this year?
Probably. I'm most likely going to be there. Yeah. So.
Oh, good. I'm planning to go there. I'm planning to go with my brother-in-law just to come hang out for a week. And I know there's no organized Quartz Fest per se, but quite a few of the regulars, I guess, are still planning to go out there. So
yeah.
Yeah, we were thinking we'd do a couple off-road rides since it's not going to be any presentations. So
yeah, exactly.
Figured it'd be a good time to do some exploring.
Yep. Oh, good. Well, I look forward to seeing you there.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So any other questions? Any other comments? Anybody have anything they want to say before this is about 8 o'clock now, our time?
I do have one comment.
Go ahead, Richie.
Nice to meet everyone and just connect face to face and learn more about land ops. I mean, of course, I enjoy all the camping. Started car camping until I got my first 4x, but did a lot of camping, just exploring on a regular vehicle. I destroyed regular vehicles, getting out the car. So decided to go camping and get 4x. So I've been out there. I like to camp in my vehicle, sleep in the bed of the cabin.
Okay.
I like to, or ground tent camp, but it's more comfortable in the cabin with a little bed in there. So, but just good to meet everyone, connect to face, and so I know what to look for out there.
And so you're KN6 KTO.
KN6 KTO.
Okay, so you're like our newest ham radio operator here.
Newest ham. I have been on a 2-meter band, off-roading with a couple of meetup groups like Scorch, where they have like 20 rigs, such big groups. We were in a 2-meter band, and some other ones where we had smaller groups out in the desert. So I actually been on a 2-meter band, but I'm like, I want to use the digital and the APRS and the mapping and stuff like that, which I haven't used. So
Okay.
This was a good group to explore all the communication and nav stuff. So
Yeah, it is. We do digital in different forms. We don't always use it. Even APRS sometimes just doesn't get used like it should. It depends on who's at net control and who, what the mix of our group is. But these days, most people seem to be able to have a dedicated, dual band frequency that they can have one band dedicated to APRS. It is very frustrating to go out on an op and to hear, the APRS coming across our main frequency. That's been an annoyance for the most part, but it is educational. And we just have to sort of, hey, everybody, somebody's squawking on the main frequency, check and eventually somebody will come up and admit it, say, oh, that was me. I did it.
You got to have a band on the run.
Yeah.
Band on the run.
Very good.
Yeah.
Anybody else comments or thoughts or ideas?
I've got one, 2 possibly. How do I get do you still have brochures? I'm involved now with 2 groups in San Diego, the SD Overland group and the San Diego FJ Cruisers group. I'm now an admin for.
Okay.
So we did it was a joint effort last weekend in Anza Borrego, and a lot of people out there, and I'd like to be able to bring some awareness to the group. I know one guy, he's super geeky and ready to take his test and all that, but I don't have any pamphlets to hand out to people. They see the sticker on my truck and like, oh, that's cool, and I tell them about it and stuff, and that's the end of it. Go to the website, but you'll be like to hand them something.
Okay, why don't you email me your address or chat me your address, and I'll put it in the mail tomorrow. I can send you a packet of them. I've got a whole case of them right now. And
yeah, I've run out as well. So I think I gave my last batch to Charlie last year.
Okay, well, we haven't all seen each other in person, so I haven't been able to distribute them. But definitely on the next event, I will bring as many as I have. That way, for the people there, I can distribute. But I can, since you're in San Diego and you're admin for these groups, send me your address, and I'll put it in the mail tomorrow. I'll put a stack of 20 or 30.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll when we're done, I'll put it in I'll chat it somehow. And also, if you're getting a Toyota and you've been watching the Expedition Overland, which I've gotten a lot of my inspiration for my FJ from those guys, and the box that's in my picture. See if you can see it.
I see that.
I built that. So when you're ready to think about storage for your truck and you don't want to spend the $2,000+ from Goose Gear to get the stuff for Expedition Overland, hit me up. I might have some ideas for you.
All right, cool. Yeah, I've been looking for all the options, including an ARE CX cap with the toolbox on one side and bed access on the other.
Yeah.
And of course the drawers. I need the drawers.
The drawers, yeah. My drawers are 24 inches deep.
Oh, okay.
In the FJ, so it's a significant 150-pound slides, extruded aluminum. I mean, it's the real deal.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I take a couple.
Chunk expands to fill available space. So
I take a couple of drawers with me and some extra socks too.
Yeah. You know, I found so many good storage ideas watching Expedition Overland. They really, you know, they started about the same time we did. He started in about 2010, and you know, his first couple videos were a little, you know, cheesy, but you know, they've come a long way, and I really enjoyed watching. Okay, Clay's, he's a different kind of guy, but I really enjoy watching their program, and I gain a lot. You know, just how he puts things together, how he builds his trucks. So, okay, so we help each other. I appreciate it. Thank you all for being on this virtual base camp. We do it every month. We're going to do it every month next year. It's a smart thing to keep doing. And then we'll just start hitting the trail. So if there is anybody else, speak up now. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and end this meeting.
All right, I sent you
Okay,
thank you. My address.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Thank you.
Chris.
Hawaii.
One
This together, guys.
One question to Jim. Did you ever get those little like 3-inch, 4-inch land ops stickers for the vehicle?
Oh, for me, I need to reach out to Michael on that. Did you order some, or are you just looking to get some?
I've kind of had my hand up in the air for some time since I changed vehicles.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Scott, did you already order them?
Did you order some on the website?
Well, there's some on the website, not that I know of.
Oh, okay. So you didn't order them yet.
Yeah, but you know, if you got some, then fine. You live close enough to me, I can come by. And pick
Oh, yeah. I don't have any because I have not had a chance. Michael has all of those, and he's been a little scarce. You know, he had some health challenges early this year and some business challenges, obviously, with the COVID. So he's struggled a little bit to keep up on everything, but he's
Scott,
getting back on track.
Are you going to be out at the November 21st stop?
Yep.
Oh, well, just grab them
We'll
from
bring
us then. I'll make sure that I bring some out.
Yeah, they'll bring a whole bunch of them out.
All right. We'll save some for you.
Okay, okay.
Okay. All right, guys.
Bye.
Girls,
Take
gals.
care, guys. Thank you
Bye.
very much.
Have a good one. Thank you for joining
Good
us.
night.
Bye, guys.